Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How can you hear me? If you see me, you can find weekly chart for Bitcoin. Now price 900, 9,000, and then 310 plus minus. So how can you hear me, guys? So before we summarize some main cryptocurrency and some gainers from cryptocurrency market, first of all, let me give you some interesting news today and a few previous days. So first of all, I think it's one of the main investors, businessmen of the world, Bill Gates, and other very rich man, Warren Buffett. So first of all, interesting statement said Bill Gates a few days ago after the Bitcoin. So what Bill Gates said, he said that if he could short Bitcoin, he would definitely bet against Bitcoin, calling the cryptocurrency one of the most speculative things in the world. And such a statement, co-founder and the largest shareholder of the corporation, Microsoft, made on Monday, 2 days ago, in the program Squawk Box on the CNBC channel. So Bill said, from the point of view of the asset class, you don't produce anything, so you shouldn't expect that its price will rise. This investment in the theory of a big fool in a pure form. So, in addition about this statement, Bill Gates said, the theory of bigger fool claims that you can make money buying securities regardless of their quality, whether they are overpriced or not, and later selling them with profit because there will always be some bigger fool who also expect to quickly resell the asset with a profit. That's right, the theory claims speculative bubbles are growing, which are sure or to burst, and bringing down in the stock prices in a massive sale. Bill Gates added that would short Bitcoin if there was an easy way to do it. Strange sentence, but why not? And Bitcoin and ICO are some of the craziest and most speculative things, he concluded. It's noteworthy that a few years ago, Bill Gates spoke rather positively about the cryptocurrency. I remember in November, maybe 2014 or 15, I don't remember clearly, he called Bitcoin a revolutionary technology and the most innovative solution in the modern internet payment market. And within a few months, Microsoft began to accept cryptocurrency for payment. However, this year, the billionaire made a rather controversial statement accusing Bitcoin of directly leading to human deals. And Bill Gates said, currently using cryptocurrency, they buy fentanyl and other drugs. So this is one of the few technologies that directly causes deaths. I believe that the wave of speculation around the ICO and cryptocurrency is very risky in the long term. So it's noteworthy that along with Bill Gates on the air CNBC appears the head of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, and vice president of the conglomerate, Shirley Manger. And Buffett also criticized Bitcoins, call it red poison squared. But first of all, we see some interesting answer for Bill Gates' statement. Tyler Winklevoss, it's a co-founder of the Bitcoin exchange. In response to Bill Gates' loud statement regarding Bitcoins, publicly explaining to the creator of Microsoft how to open a short position against the first cryptocurrency, this is what Gates said he would do if there was an easy way to do this. So in this tweet, Mr. Tyler said interesting sentence. So, dear Bill Gates, there is a very simple way to shorten Bitcoin. You can open a short position using XBT futures on the CBOE exchange. So, few words more work, wrote Winklevoss on Twitter. Very interesting answer. So, returned for the Warren Buffett. For the CNBC show with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. What about Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett called Bitcoin red poison in the square. The head of Berkshire Hathaway and the legendary investor Warren Buffett, in an interview with CNBC, said that Bitcoin is red poison in the square. This was reported in Twitter back a week. In Zworsty, nothing than word before began to criticize cryptocurrency in October last year when he called Bitcoin a real bubble. He also stressed that the industry will soon collapse. True, he added that he doesn't know anything about digital currency, so he isn't going to open short or long position in the new market. But we know the previous news how to open a short position. Mr. Winklevoss said. So on this, Buff didn't stop and recently said that buying Bitcoin is rather a gamble than an investment. So a big investor said it's a bubble or it's a dangerous investment. So time will tell. Next interesting news coming for San Francisco about FRS San Francisco. The launch of Bitcoin futures caused the growth and fall of its price. So what's about this news? The launch of Bitcoin futures in late 2017 played a role in the subsequent movement of its course. This state is an economic letter published by the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. According to the document, the rapid take-off and the subsequent decrease in the Bitcoin price correspond to the traditional behavior on the asset market after the futures on its basis were launched. A similar situation occurred, for example, with bonds in the early 2000s. So, what reporters said? The appearance of the blockchain blockade made it possible to present a new financial instrument, Bitcoin. On its growth, put optimistic investors until the futures were launched, which allowed pessimists to enter the market, which played a role in the reversal dynamic of Bitcoin prices. So CBOE and CME launched Bitcoin futures in December 2017. At the same time, the first cryptocurrency reached a historical high above in some exchanges, and some exchanges below $2,000 per one Bitcoin, after which it's returned to 6,000 in early. You can see this for the weekly chart, weekly Bitcoin chart. So the authors of the report argue that the launch of futures put an end to the one-sided demand of speculators. And what he said more, as a key factor that will determine the price of Bitcoin in the long term will be its role as a means of committing transactions that aren't constrained by state borders and characterized by low commission. While the speculative component will gradually lose its significance, says the San Francisco Fed. So recall that in early April, a member of the board of governance of the Federal Reserve, Lyle Brand, called Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency extremely volatile, but made it clear that this new asset class doesn't threaten the stability of the United States economy. I think it's a very interesting and important statement. Next news for New York Stock Exchange, of course. The parent company of the New York Stock Exchange and one of the world's largest financial corporation, International Exchange, ICE, share plans to develop a platform for Bitcoin trading. This is reported by finance magnates with reference to informed sources. According to the information available, the new IC tool will provide investors with the opportunity to directly purchase cryptocurrency, and calculations for Bitcoin's futures will be made in fiat. In addition, IC will offer the bank swap contracts, which will allow the client to receive the acquired cryptocurrency the next day. So taking advantage of the guarantees of the exchange itself. And what they said, this step will allow investors in traditional markets to gain access to the digital asset itself rather than in equivalent, and the exchange shouldn't violate the requirement of the Futures Exchange Commission, the source explained. So details and timing of the upcoming launch haven't yet been approved, and nevertheless, if the International Exchange initiative is implemented, it will allow access to Bitcoin a broad and influential client base, the source says. So we note that plans to support Bitcoin by the main United Stock Exchange became known shortly after the release of information about the upcoming launch of the trading unit for cryptocurrencies based on the investment bank Goldman Sachs. As you remember, early in April, Nasdaq CEO Dana Friedman said that she didn't rule out the possibility of launching tools for trading cryptocurrency on its site. So it's about Nasdaq. And today not today, yesterday news published May 8th. Some analyst for Wall Street, Tom Lee. So Wall Street analyst as co-founder of Fundstar Global Advisors, Tom Lee, in convinced that the holding of the conference consensus to 2018 will have a positive effect on the dynamic of the cryptocurrency market. This is one of the largest conferences in the world. This year it will be visited by even more people than in the past. In addition, the cryptocurrency quotes are now lower than at the beginning of the year. So we believe that the consensus will have an even greater impact this year. The publication of market watch quotes. So Mr. Lee emphasizes that in previous years, the cryptocurrency showed growth uh, in the range between 10% and 70% after the consensus. And the scale of the new can cause a rapid rally of Bitcoin to the market of 15,000. So if it will be, it's very nice news, I think. But time will tell. So I remind you, Tom Lee believes that by the end of this year, 2018, the price of Bitcoin will reach $25,000 per one Bitcoin. I think the last news, it's a few words, it's fresh news about CNN. So the article calls "Why Nasdaq is here and bullish on cryptocurrency." So it's a very interesting article about CEO Nasdaq Dana Friedman, and she's optimistic that blockchain and technology underprinting cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin will play a key role in the economy. So it's her statement. We see technology as a relative change agent, and our job is to embrace that change, to bring it to the industry and make it so that our industry continues to be a very successful industry in the next decade of even beyond that. 10 years, yes, decade. Friedman tells CNN in this latest episode of Boss Files. Very optimistic, I think. So move to our cryptocurrency. So first of all, let's go to the coinmarketcap.com, and now we can see BTC domination. Now, like human temperature, yes, good human temperature, 36.6 but percent, and as you remember, maybe months ago, this person will be higher, 40%. So today we have some claim day, not some big move. No, yes, in all this cryptocurrency, of course, we have gainers and losers. But now, if we click to change, we can see gainers for 46%. I think it's and not a lot percent. And what about losers? Only 6%. It's not big. Yes, Ethereum Classic minus 3%. So it's capitalization more than 500 billion. It's in the gainers. It's Augur. It's the Liga. Yes, it's iOS token, but it's very bit. So about Augur, REP. Look at the chart. REP. Okay. So a daily chart look like this, and 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Yes, we can see it not a lot of volume, but for this cryptocurrency RP, it's a big volume. It's not Bitcoin, it's not Ethereum, so this we need less volume if you want to go stock higher or lower. So today mover number one is REP. It's Augur. So what we can see for other cryptocurrency. Let's summarize some BTC. It's 5 minutes, but it's very little time frame. Weekly. After the very nice 4 week, yes, we have a red candle. So maybe it's some pit stop, some timeout, yes, and we concentrate and create new power, which will go further, I mean higher, and we can see a new resistance line near 9,500, and of course it's very interesting support. It's near 10,000. Yes, in some Asia exchanges this figure, yes, 10,000 was broken, but now as I know, for all exchanges the price of cryptocurrency below $10,000, but who knows. So daily chart, I think it's not very good for long at the moment, but I think you can create some maybe stop limit above 10,000 and waiting for this price, and not open position for till this price will coming out. Next main cryptocurrency, some range in Ripple, near 76, yes, 77 cents, and some resistance 92 cents. Ethereum, let me introduce interesting price. It's near the $700. It's 609, 690, and 700. Near the 700, it's maybe new some good support, but you can see this this line of resistance. It's lower, lower, and lower. So very important price, $837 per one Ethereum, but I think it's 800 will be probably will be very difficult resistance. LTC. Not the same situation, but now it's micro downtrend. EOS for last month's mover. We know about this huge move. Magnificent. And now we can see a new line of resistance, 1 hour chart. And I think if we go above 19 and then 20, maybe it's a new wave for long, a new wave for from the bulls, and in the near future we can see a new high for EOS. So it's good formation for main cryptocurrency. As a cryptocurrency, it's flat, +1, -1. So it's very calm day. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. To do this, you should click subscribe below the video, and don't forget to click the bell, and you always be aware of new streams and videos. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. See you on Tuesday, not Tuesday, next Thursday, the day after tomorrow. Bye bye.